Hey guys, Madison here, and tonight I am reacting to 3 days of the Condor. I am continuing the Robert Redford extravaganza marathon. Marathon doesn't feel like the right word because I haven't watched them all in a row. But I've been watching a lot of Robert Redford movies on the channel, and I have thoroughly enjoyed every single one of them. There's not a single one that I haven't liked, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself saying that because I feel like there has to be one eventually, right? Right? Or is every Robert Redford movie a good one? I'm about to see if that streak of good movies continues. This movie comes to me highly recommended by a lot of people, including my dad. I trust my dad's judgment. My dad and me tend to agree on which movies are good, so I have faith in this movie and its cast, which is pretty awesome. Robert Redford and Max von Sydow, who, let's be real, he is really good at playing villains, so I'm gonna assume he's the bad guy in this movie. I could be wrong because I have seen him play a good guy before, but dang, does he make a good villain. And starring Faye Dunaway, unless I am forgetting something, I do not think I've ever seen Faye Dunaway in a movie. So this is my first Faye Dunaway movie. It's a night of first, but definitely not my first Redford film. I've joked about it before. It's kind of half of my channel is like Robert Redford and Paul Newman. It's just, but I mean, can you blame me? They make some of the best movies and they're two of the greatest actors of all time. My humble opinion. So without further ado, guys, I'm really excited to check this out. I know absolutely nothing about it. I haven't even read the little blurb synopsis thing. I know it's like a crime drama kind of film, I think, but I honestly don't know. So I'm just going to be along for the ride tonight. Like I said, I saw Robert Redford and I clicked. No, you guys voted for it and it won. So here I am, and I am excited to check this out. And without further ado, guys, let's watch 3 Days of the Condor. I'm vibing with this already.
Mr. Turner's late again.
That is a look right there. Okay, why is the novel called 6 Days of the Condor, but the movie's called 3 Days of the Condor? I need answers. Why couldn't they film all 6 days of the Condor? Uh-oh, someone's looking for him.
Turner, Joseph, no mental
You're
initiative.
17 minutes late.
Make it 12, will you? I was bucking headwinds. Dr. Lapp?
Nothing in response to your report. And please have the book I left on your desk analyzed and on the computer by 4 o'clock.
Yes, sir. At ease, Sarge. At ease. Gonna rain today, 10:20.
Well, it made an entry wound characteristic of the 38, but they couldn't recover the slug itself. Hey, we're getting somewhere.
Those sideburns, though.
The murderer pours water into a .38 caliber mold and freezes it and keeps it solid until the crime. Cops show up in a half an hour and there's just a few drops of water. What is this?
Calligraphy is getting beautiful.
What is it?
10, that means heaven.
A mystery that didn't sell, that's been translated into a very odd assortment of languages. Turkish, but not French. Arabic, but not Russian or German.
Look at this face. Could I be wrong about an ideogram?
It's a great face. But it's never been in China.
I was just checking the files, and I came across this carbon copy of an inquiry he sent to Persian Gulf Command.
He did that for me.
I wish you people would go through channels.
What's on your mind? Okay.
Trying to steal his bike.
HQ at Langley said there's nothing from any other intelligence source to support your
Gentlemen?
theory. I wonder if you're entirely happy here.
Within obvious limits, yes, sir. It bothers me that I can't tell people what I do. I actually trust a few people. That's a problem.
Very spy-like behavior. Who is this man working for?
It's not a proper exit.
He always goes out that way when it rains. Saves him a block.
And hopefully we'll spare him getting noticed by that spy.
I'm building up a great collection of rejection slips. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Get that cake. Chocolate cake right there. I want it.
Hey, no butter on Ray's sandwich. He gets very panicky about butter.
Panicky about butter?
Here's the Jennings in the back. He'll sign for it.
Well, I was right.
Mrs. Russell, with the Kirkus report, this...
They're just gonna kill everyone in the building. Might want to stay in the bakery. Not all his friends.
Wait!
This just got very dark very quickly. Get down. Shoot.
Would you move from the window, please?
I won't scream.
I know.
Darn. He's about to have a no good, very bad, terrible day. Just think if he hadn't gone to get everyone's lunch.
We'll break down the security there. What are you doing?
That would be wild. I hope they left. Why did they kill all these people? Did it have something to do with that weird book he was researching? I mean, why did they just kill them all? Did they take something? Information? Research? I mean, what do you do after something like that? Suddenly everyone looks suspicious.
This is the Major. This is Joe Turner.
What is your designation?
Condor. Section 9, Department 17. The section's been hit.
What level?
Everybody.
Avoid any place you're known. Do not go home. Do not go home. Surface again in 2 hours and call the Major.
Said track completed. It's a trap. Leave the phone. I trust no one. So he's like an agent, but he's not. He's like a researcher. He knows he's working for a larger agency, but he's not high enough level to actually know anything. And they were all agents, posing as just a normal historical literary society. That's kind of their cover agency.
It confirmed. Maximum is reported. 6 cold items.
What was the quality of work?
Clean, fast, first rate.
All right, I'll get one. Find 7. Condor. Researcher type who likes to read comic strips.
Who is it?
Everyone's dead. Everyone this man knows.
Hey, you ring my buzzer? It was a mistake, buddy. Not you guys. Hey! Hey, who are you? Hey, who the hell are you?
Shut up, dude.
Somebody took out one of your sections. What? 917.
That's New York.
say one of my people is still okay?
Condor, you know him?
No.
They didn't touch him. He was literally out to lunch.
What does he say happened?
He's not in yet.
Oh,
Hello, Mr.
they're waiting for you.
What?
Your two friends.
Mr. Turner?
So weird when you see the World Trade Center in old movies.
Who is this?
Deputy Director Higgins, New York Center. I'm controlling now, Condor. Where are you?
How come I need a code name and you don't?
You all right?
Are you insane? Everybody's dead.
Take it easy. There's an alley behind the hotel. I want you to enter that alley from the 73rd Street side.
There were two guys at my house.
What were you doing there? You were told not to go there.
What were they doing in my house? I'm not going in any alley with you or anybody.
We'll bring along a familiar face, somebody you know. Got a friend in statistics named Sam Barber. Will he do?
Yes, Sam will do. What is happening?
I'll talk to you in 60 minutes.
My thoughts exactly. What the heck is going on?
Can you tell me anything about what happened today?
When?
This morning. Are those murders?
What murders?
Sam? Hey, Sam. Where's that other... What are you doing?
No. Oh my gosh. I knew I didn't trust those guys. It was an inside job. They're just, they're trying to take him out. Now what? Cheerful Christmas music in the background.
Catherine Hale, H-A-L-E. Was there enough snow this early?
Vermont.
Oh. Kathy! Kathy! Where have you been? Here, let me give you a hand.
But wait a minute. I don't know.
It's the only person he can trust, someone he totally doesn't know.
Condor shot us both. Evidently, that was the only statement he could make before they took him into the operating room.
The question was, Mr. Higgins, is he qualified with a handgun?
No handgun, sir. M1 rifle and carbine.
Then where did he learn evasive moves?
He reads.
What the hell does that mean?
It means, sir, that he reads everything.
Did he arrange the hit? Is that why he's still in flight?
No, he's the one trying to survive the hit.
Tentrex Industries.
It's a cover. I work for the CIA.
I dig 15 and a half 34s. What size are you?
What are you, a clown?
I'm scared.
So am I.
What are you scared for? You've got the gun.
Yes.
He's got the CIA after him, who's not supposed to operate within the country, but of course we all know they do.
We read everything that's published in the world. I look for leaks, I look for new ideas. We read adventures and novels and journals.
Listen. People are trying to kill me.
Who?
I don't know, but there's a reason. And I just need some safe, quiet time to pull things together. Now, you listen to me. I am tired. I've got to close my eyes for a while. If you try and move or climb off the bed, I'll know it.
Couldn't you let me stay in the other room?
Man, I feel so bad for her. She's like, man, I just wanted to go shopping. This creepy man's insisting that I lay here. I mean, it's smart, though. He knows if he lets her stay in the other room, she'll probably run off.
I was careless with Condor. Wicks will be done for nothing.
Lonely picture.
So?
You take pictures of empty streets and trees with no leaves on them. Not autumn, not winter, in between.
He's very astute. He's very detail-oriented.
Can you tell us anything about the possible motive?
Not at present.
Have you identified the victims?
They were employees of a large insurance company. They were
What?
making
Well, there you have it. One man dead, one seriously wounded in an alley on the west side of Manhattan. And the man with the gun, still at large.
I didn't shoot him.
You said you shot somebody.
But not Sam.
Nobody in that alley said anything about the CIA.
Of course not.
I need your car.
That's called grand theft. You don't want to get in trouble with the police. That gun gives you the right to rough me up. It doesn't give you the right to ask me.
Rough you up.
Going through all my
Have
stuff.
I raped you?
The night is young. I'm
Get in.
trying to understand what you're saying to me.
Go on in.
Ow! What are you doing? Ow!
That's roughing her up, man.
Molly! This is unfair.
I know.
That was the gag necessary. That popped up collar. I like it. He's looking very spy on the run now. Except he's not a spy. But he works for a spy agency, so close enough. It's going right where they expected.
Hey, pour one for me too, will you, Joey? We'll give them an hour, and if they're not here, then it's you and me, babe. Just like old times. What's wrong?
How do you know Sam's working late? What did he say? Exactly.
Well, he didn't exactly. He had the center call.
Who at the center?
I didn't recognize his voice. Hello?
What is it?
Third damn time tonight.
Third time?
It's some creepy burglar case in the joint.
I want you to get out of here.
Do what I'm telling you. I'll call you. And stay there.
Joey!
I'll call you.
Joey, you're
Do
scaring
what I'm
me.
telling you, please.
What about Sam?
Happy birthday to Grandpa.
Kids. Probably the same everywhere.
This is such a tense elevator ride.
After you.
No, go ahead.
Anybody here good with that coat hanger? I locked my keys in my car. I need to get in. I'll give you some money. A couple of bucks, okay? Anybody can get in the car?
Oh, Lord. That was so smart, like getting a whole crowd around him, except I hope they don't get shot. Got away the first time. Or should I say the second?
Hello? Where the hell are you? Ben? I know. I was held up.
Does this trip matter to you?
It matters.
Sure. This has happened over and over again. Last minute, some excuse.
No, this is different. The car broke down.
This is like It's a Wonderful Life, the tense phone call where they're like inches away from each other.
We'll have time.
Get the very first bus out in the morning.
So it's not the first time she's canceled something at the last minute with this guy. Relationship on the rocks. Perfect for a Condor to swoop in, steal the other man's girl.
Outside, was it safe? Wherever you went?
No.
I wish I knew more. About you. Yesterday.
I don't remember yesterday. Today it rained.
You thought I'd call the police. I wouldn't have.
Do you know anybody that well?
I don't think I want to know you very well. I don't think you're gonna live much longer.
You'd rather be with somebody who's not going to live much longer. At least somebody who would be on his way. Why haven't you asked me to untie your hands?
How much do you want?
I just want to stop it. For a few hours. For the rest of the night.
So strange. But kind of sweet. Anyway, she's like, forget that other dude. Guess she feels like he sees her more than anyone sees her. Dissecting the crime.
Headquarters at Langley says there's nothing from any other intelligence source to support your theory.
Wicks. I've got a plan. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'll need your help.
Have I ever denied you anything?
Hey.
When things quiet down, you're really a very sweet man to be with. You had bad dreams. Who's Janice? I mean, was she a volunteer or a draftee like me?
Was that his girlfriend that died?
She was a friend. She's dead.
I'm really sorry. I'd like to help you.
You know, I've never heard 3 Days of the Condor being discussed as a Christmas movie, but as much as Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Insured package for Catherine Hale.
Could you leave it out in the stoop?
Somebody's got to sign for it. Okay, you can sign.
Isn't that the guy who was at the place where they shot everybody up? I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, wonderful.
Government pens. Look, I don't have another pen.
Government pens, all right. I knew it. I remembered him. Jeez. He knows karate. He's like, don't mess with me, dude. Oh. That was very Rear Window. Flash the camera in his face.
You're okay. Can you get dressed? You're okay. Can you get dressed? Please, hurry.
Oh my gosh. This is so chaotic.
6311.
CIA, Langley?
6311.
Let me speak to Mr. Wicks.
He's not here just now. May I ask who's calling, please?
How do you feel? You okay?
Is there an intelligence network undetected by CIA linking certain Arabic-speaking countries with Dutch and Spanish-speaking?
Mr. Addison?
Past it, it's on your left.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yep. I didn't get the job. Looks good. But, I have this friend, and he asked me to give you a message. This will introduce a friend of mine. Please accompany her to the Nassau Street exit of this place. Now, I'll save this for you. Shall we?
I vote that you not only take his sandwich, but you also eat his sandwich for good measure. In front of him.
Where'd you get that?
The mailman.
Mailman?
The one you sent. You know, the one with the uniform, cute little leather pouch, automatic gun. You also happen to be familiar with a very tall gentleman, about 6'4", blonde hair. Strong like a farmer, not American. Accent, country, near Germany. Maybe Alsace-Lorraine?
He plays Dungeons and Dragons in his spare time.
Where did you see him? It would help if I knew.
Who would it help? Who'd hire him now?
Anybody.
Terrific answer.
I wouldn't accept it either. It would have to be somebody in the community.
You guys are kind to yourselves. Community. I pick up traces of what I think's an intelligence network the company doesn't know about. Now, why is that going to make anybody mad, Higgins? Come on. Why is everybody so shy?
I'm not shy. I don't know.
Ask Wicks.
Wicks died. Someone yanked him off the life support system at Gouverneur Hospital.
Of course they did.
What am I supposed to do?
I'm sorry.
You expect me to draw fire? Like one of those penny arcade bears. And you're just gonna hang around and pick him up before he does it? Or just after? Nice talking to you, Higgins.
No, wait a minute.
Have a nice day.
Where are you going? Where will I find you?
I'll find you.
Maybe there's another CIA. Inside the CIA.
CIA-ception. CIA-ception.
There's a code number cut in the edge.
You in the trade?
I read about it in a story.
Look, I don't want to read about you in the paper, Sonny.
Will you make the call?
Yes.
I'm doing a survey. Do you believe the condor is really an endangered species?
Yes, I just had an interesting call. In reference to an all but extinct bird, the Condor. You had no such call.
No.
Must have been the Audubon Society.
Those old school beeps, you gotta love it.
227-0098.
That would be Mr. Leonard Atwood, 365 Mackenzie Place, Chevy Chase, Maryland.
He's so smart, he's just like taking his way through this. He's taking a word. I don't know. It is now.
Lucifer. All right, run Lucifer.
Coming up.
There it is.
Oh, be damned.
This movie is so 70s, and I love it.
The Holiday Inn, 57th Street. Room 819. If you move it, you'll find the Alsatian gentleman we spoke of.
Where are you, Condor?
Quiet down. Hey, Higgins, who is Leonard Atwood?
Something?
Major?
Got him.
Let me see that. What's going on, Major?
Son of a bitch wired together 50 phones.
Now that's funny.
What are you gonna do there?
See a guy.
More secrets.
Like those pictures you hide.
Someday I'd like to show them to you. If you live through this. You have a lot of very fine qualities.
What fine qualities?
You have good eyes. Not kind, but they don't lie and they don't miss anything. I could use eyes like that.
But you're overdoing Vermont.
Vermont? Who cares about that guy? Girl, Robert Redford.
Don't call anyone. Don't stop, please.
Well, I mean, Higgins has already seen her, so they could kidnap her or something.
You take care of yourself.
Do my best.
You served with Colonel Donovan in the OSS, didn't you, sir?
I go even further back than that. 10 years after the Great War, before we knew enough to number them.
You miss that kind of action, sir?
I miss that kind of clarity. Mr. Higgins, you do understand the company's position. There's nothing in the way of your doing this, is there?
What an entrance. Sorry, I had to turn off my theme music.
Who are you?
What do you do? Exactly. Deputy Director of Operations.
What's the secret worth murdering everybody at the ALHS house?
There's no secret.
It was your network I turned up. Wait. What the hell is so important about oil fields? This whole damn thing was about oil.
Yes, it was.
Don't turn for a moment. Put your thumb in front of the hammer.
Oh boy.
Set down the gun. You were quite good, Condor, until this. This move was predictable.
That wasn't predictable. Yeah, the old, oh, he killed himself move.
You're working for the company again. They took you back.
Just for this.
He's with the company. Why?
I suspect he was about to become an embarrassment. As you are.
What?
So you're not finished?
Pardon? Oh, no, I have no arrangement with the company concerning you.
But didn't you send the mailman?
That was a business arrangement with Atwood. But you see?
I'd like to go back to New York.
You have not much future there. It would happen this way. You may be walking, and a car will slow beside you, and a door will open.
What would you suggest?
Personally, I prefer Europe. What I do is not a bad occupation. Someone is always willing to pay.
I would find it tiring.
Oh, no. It's quite restful. It's almost peaceful. No need to believe in it. There is no cause. There's only yourself. The belief is in your own precision.
I was born in the United States, Joe. I miss it when I'm away too long. Is it any trouble to drop me at the Union Station?
Oh, no. Would be my pleasure. For that day.
Wow.
The car for me?
Yeah, it's all right, safe.
Do we have plans to invade the Middle East?
Absolutely not. We have games. That's all. What would it take? Is there a cheaper way to destabilize a regime? That's what we're paid to do.
Boy, what is it with you people? You think not getting caught in a lie is the same thing as telling the truth?
Today it's oil, right? In 10 or 15 years, food. What do you think the people are going to want us to do then? They won't want us to ask them.
Well, go on home, Higgins. Go on. They've got it.
What? What did you do?
I told them a story.
Oh.
You've done more damage than you know.
I hope so.
It didn't have to end this way.
Of course it did.
How do you know they'll print it?
They'll print it.
How do you know?
What happened? Did they print it? Did he survive? Guys. So that was a very quirky, but very interesting film. And again, so 70s. Everything about it was so 70s, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. There were some really interesting issues tackled in that film. And it was just, you know, a fun, entertaining film of a guy on the run trying to survive, trying to get the truth out as people are trying to kill him. Corrupt agents, a corrupt faction of the CIA is trying to kill him. So that part is entertaining and all, but there's this, man, that ending really brought everything home, right? Of how hard it is to root out corruption when there is corruption in high places and powerful places, and there's just a little guy trying to go against, you know, it's David and Goliath, right? It's the little guy going against the big guy who has all the power, and all the odds are in his favor, seemingly. But there's this little guy who defies the odds, and I would assume he succeeded, and they published the story. That's what I'm going to tell myself. But it was really just bringing home the stakes of, man, when you go against something like that, you are risking your life, and you're always looking over your shoulder, and that you can't, it's almost like you can't stop them from getting you. You know, they're everywhere, and you have to accept that. Like, Turner has to accept that there's no way he can foresee every assassination attempt, every dirty agent who might try to get the better of him. And he's like, my only hope is in making the story public, making the information public, because then by silencing me, they don't silence and destroy the story. The story's already out. So then what's the point of killing him at that point? Because everyone knows the truth. Man's really interesting stuff going on here. I can't remember. I looked when I first put this movie on the poll, but I don't remember what year it came out. I think it was 75. So it's really wild how kind of ahead of its time it was. All of the invasions into the Middle East that have happened since then, all of the countries we've stuck our hands into, messing with their business, toppling their regimes. The CIA is kind of known for regime change in other countries and manipulating the outcomes of elections, who gets into power, having people assassinated, all of that stuff in so many different countries, and especially the Middle East. So many regime changes over there, so much chaos, and so much centered around oil. Oil is obviously extremely profitable, and therefore lots of people wanting to get their hands on as much of it as possible and exploit that resource. Saudi Arabia is known for being a very rich resource of oil. Um, and so I know this movie was based on a novel, 6 Days of the Condor. And so I was not born until 1996. I'm not very, I'm not an expert on what all was going on in the 70s, and it's hard to put myself in that frame of mind when I was born in 96. But that whole thing just feels very ahead of its time and just kind of very applicable to modern day too, with things that are going on and corruption. And I'd be very interested to see, when did the 6 Days of the Condor novel come out and how closely did this follow the novel? I'm very curious about that. But apart from all of the politics is not the right word. Apart from all of the topics that were discussed and addressed in this film, which was the most interesting part for me, I was also very interested in the romance, which was unfortunately very short-lived, but super interesting. Turner being a very detail-oriented man who immediately just saw through to the heart of this very lonely woman who was obviously not happy with the man she was currently dating, and was a lonely person who took lonely photographs because that was her way of expressing herself, and felt like no one truly saw her, but he did, and so they immediately just hit it off. A shame that they had to go their separate ways, but it was a rather sweet romance while it lasted. Again, it was kind of strange and quirky and like offbeat. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was also very sweet how he saw her, romantic how he saw her when she felt kind of invisible, like there was no one in the photographs. The trees don't have leaves. She's not in the photographs. She's just, I think she felt quite invisible, and those photographs were her way of showing that. And she was an extremely shy and reserved person, but she liked that he saw her and understood a lot about her when they had just met. And apparently she has these secret photographs that she doesn't show anyone. Interesting. But yeah, I wonder what happened there, if there's anything addressed in the novel, like if they ever cross paths again, or man, I mean, if Turner just goes into hiding, like they can just go into hiding together. Don't go to Vermont, go somewhere else. Somewhere like way out west or something remote out in the mountains there, and then she can ski as much as she wants, like Colorado or something, and he doesn't have to leave America. I'm already like writing my happy fan fiction ending. But yeah, man, I haven't even talked about Max von Sydow's character, who was just talk about this cold, grim reality. This man who works as an assassin, a hitman, and he is going back and forth working for both sides, all the sides, and he doesn't care. He's not on anyone's side. He just does what he's hired to do. Give me the money, I'll go take the guy out, and it's nothing personal. It's just business. And seeing him working on both sides, he's killing everyone in Turner's office, but then he's like letting Turner go at the end. He had nothing personal against him. He wasn't there to kill him. That was really interesting. Seeing like just a complete lack of morality versus Turner's definition of morality, and he cares about the lives that have been taken. He cares about the truth, and Sydow's character just doesn't care. He's all about just getting the job done. He doesn't trust anyone or anything. All he trusts in is his own precision and his own skill, and doesn't care about the good or the evil. So we had a very interesting contrast there, and man, it's dirty business. It's a dirty business that you can't trust anyone in that line of work, and there's just so much corruption and so much greed, and yeah, very interesting film. Very interesting film. It made me think of lots of different movies, but yeah, I hadn't seen one exactly like that before. there were some vibes of like The Bourne Identity, although this was way before that. Some vibes of that where a guy who is an agent kind of finds a normal girl and drags her along with him on his mission for a while. It was making me think of The Bourne Identity in that way. And then there's also just Christmas going on in the background. I mentioned during the reaction, I have not seen Die Hard, but people always talk about Die Hard being a Christmas movie, even though it's like not a Christmas movie. It's like a shoot 'em up action movie. And so I was kind of laughing to myself about how this one it wasn't like a shoot 'em up movie, but it was a crime suspense movie, very intense, and then there's just the joy of Christmas going on in the background. It's very interesting how that tends to happen in movies like this, or like The Godfather, where it's like, Merry Christmas. But oh my gosh, that was a very enjoyable film, a very entertaining film. Check another one off the list, another good Robert Redford movie. Have yet to watch a bad one, so I really enjoyed that. Thanks to everyone who recommended it to me. If you want to see the full-length version of this reaction, be sure to head on over to my Patreon, link in the description below, and be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed and subscribe to keep up with my future movie reactions. Also, join the channel if you'd like to support me. There are 2 ways to do that. If you want to become a patron, join my Patreon and you get to vote on my polls and watch full-length versions of all my reactions. Or if you'd just like to support me here on YouTube, click the join button and become a member. You get a cool badge, you get cool emojis, you get all sorts of goodies. So check that out if you're interested. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next week for another Film Friday.